Hi, guys. Thanks for whoever's joining right now. I just want to deeply, before I say anything, I want to apologize. We took some time off because we were busy, but we're back now. It's been time. We missed you. If
Yeah,
you,
wow.
yeah, it's been a minute, but sometimes life happens and, but now we're good.
Well, I have to say hi to Agnew. That's an absolute blast from the past.
But hi,
Her and I,
Agnew.
her and I worked together a million years ago.
Oh, sweet. Good to see you. Well, for those that are joining, I want to introduce myself. I'm Latanya Bentley, and Sean Guy's at the bottom. And
I know.
I have to get used to saying that because like first few shows like not too long ago, I never really got to introduce. I just kind of went in it. So I apologize for that too. I'm kind of getting into the groove of all this stuff, but loss is one of life's hardest teachers. And it breaks us, but it also shows us what really matters in life. And tonight on Safe Space, we're going to be asking people what loss has taught us and about living more fully. And, sometimes we take it for granted and we need to kind of just have discussion on that because it's
Yeah.
important. And has it changed how we love, how we forgive, how we spend our time? And so what we're going to do is dive into it. We're going to dive into the lessons, grief that it leaves behind and how they can shape the way we truly live. So with all that being said, let's talk about it. Sean, I'll ask you, do you think people only realize how short life is after you lose someone close?
Um, I don't think that's the only thing that does it, but I think that's one of the things that definitely does it. I, for me, I find it's always been, or not always been, but it's stemmed from some sort of a tragedy, some sort of a hardship, something like that, that has me realizing that life is short, right?
Mm.
Um, in terms of losing people, um, that more for me has brought to life the importance of it. The fact that nothing is promised,
Hmm.
and with that you really should you know like focus on living your life, do the things like let go of the things that aren't important and are meaningless to you,
Hmm.
and focus on the things that actually matter. When you think about loss, um, like the losses that you've experienced, what things has it taught you?
You kind of touched on it not too long ago, and it's the same thing. Like nothing in life is guaranteed,
Mhm.
and life can change in a single moment. So you can't take today for granted. And I feel like we we kind of see that when someone passes away and we go to funerals, it makes you think about life and how you should live. But then after maybe a few days or so, you kind of that thought's not there anymore, and you get comfortable with life again. So you don't really think about life ending. Either it could be today or tomorrow. You don't think that way because of course someone passed away and that's fresh in your mind.
Did grief change the way that you see time?
Yeah, grief made me see time as fragile. um it made me see time as fragile, and it makes me feel like every moment is a gift. And when I wake up in the morning, I give thanks because some people they don't have that opportunity and that blessing to wake up. So um, you know, I usually I'm grateful for life, and I give thanks every day the way that I should. Um, and I feel like I don't want it to go to waste, so
So, I mean, odd that this is a topic that just came up, or that we have on a day like today. Obviously, the day after such a tragic shooting of Charlie Kirk, which I think I've said already. I'm highly opposed to almost everything that he says, but I mean that's still just not something that I would want to see happen to somebody and to his family, which a lot of
Mhm.
people don't realize. Which brings me to the question that I wanted to ask. Another question I want to ask you, which is, what would you like? What would your advice be to somebody that is coping with a major loss? And it doesn't have to be a loss of life, but just a major loss in their life right now.
well, that's what I mean. Like when I say that we need to see time as a we need to see life as something very fragile,
Hmm.
because he didn't know he would get a bullet in his neck, right? Like he did not know that, and I think for people they just need to kind of live life to the fullest and do things that can fulfill their lives that you know they're able to do. Um,
Hmm.
I find that maybe some people may shy away from certain things, depending on what it is. It may be, you know, going skydiving or whatever it is. Like if you want to do that, like do your thing, because maybe you won't get a chance to do that. So my advice to people is to just
Yeah.
kind of, live life to the fullest, do what's right, of course, obviously, and just be blessed every morning that you wake up, because not everybody has that opportunity.
Do you find that for you that grief or loss has made you braver in terms of going after the things that you want to go after?
Um, yeah, certain things I would say that I try a little bit more. Waiting kind of feels dangerous now in a way.
Hmm.
And like you said before, tomorrow's never promised. Like I am one of those people that will say that because it's true. So I take certain chances, um, as much as I can, today, because there are times where I will forget, and I am a little bit too comfortable with life. And I think realistically, a lot of people are that way as well. They don't really think that anything can happen,
Hmm.
so you just live a comfortable life, and you don't really, there's certain people that may not do the right thing, and then something can happen the next day, something that's not too good. So when I say dangerous, that's what I mean. Like anything can happen. And I definitely say agree and say yes to your question.
Um, I'm gonna answer that question, kind of answer that question as well, uh,
Hmm.
and then I'm gonna answer the next question that I ask you to. For me, I find that like just knowing that loss is out there has made me braver. And this happened a long time ago, right? Because you realize like when you look at like a lot of the ways that we lose people, like people die in their sleep, people die walking across the street. I was working in a store that a car crashed into the store. Nobody got hurt, but I was working in a store that a car drove into the store. So I know that this stuff is real, right? It just turned out nobody was standing at that part of the store when the car drove through, but we could have been,
Hmm.
right? Um, so you realize like it's really that easy, you know what I mean? And death doesn't necessarily have to come from old age. It doesn't have to be somebody who's weak. I was watching a video
Hmm.
with the CrossFit guy who, I mean, and this was a very strong, very fit guy, and
Hmm.
he drowned, right? in a CrossFit competition. He drowned, and
Hmm.
it's like it's really that easy, right? Like you don't have to be
Exactly.
out of shape. You don't have to be doing something crazy. Like this guy's doing something that he was super good at.
Yeah.
It still happened, right? Um, so it does for me put me in that vein of I'm just going to do the things that I want to do. I do not care about the danger aspect of it because the danger aspect is not I know people say like people will try to fight me and convince me against this that doing this crazy dangerous thing puts you at more risk of death. But I always say to people, the number one cause of death is life.
Hmm.
I mean, every single person that was born is going to die, but every person that skydives doesn't die from skydiving. Every person that rides a motorcycle doesn't die from riding a motorcycle. I rode a motorcycle all through college and university. I
Hmm.
didn't die from it. I mean, there's all these things that people will say, oh, this is, you know what I mean, going to
Yeah.
increase your possibility of death. And I've done a lot of them, and it hasn't done anything to me.
Hmm.
So, like, and I'm not saying that I'm impervious to death. I'm just saying that you're going to die from something and you don't know what it is,
Hmm.
right? Like time's not promised, so just do the thing that you want to do.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of letting other people impart their fears on me. You be afraid of the things that you want to be afraid of. That's cool. I'm probably afraid of it too, but I'm still going to do the thing that I want to do. And that's what a lot of people don't realize. A lot of the things that I do, it's not without fear.
Hmm.
I'm probably scared shitless,
Hmm.
but I know the only way to do it is to actually do it. So I'm just going to do it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pucker up. I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well,
Scared or not scared.
yeah, yeah. Like the times that I tell people that I'm riding on the scooter or I'm gonna go on my scooter and go here and there and scoot around. Like there's a lot of females in my life that would never attempt
There's a
that
lot of
wouldn't
there's a lot
attempt
of
and then they
males that
ask
would.
me about it and why I do it and because I'm living my life. I want to live life to my fullest. For me it is the age thing because a few years ago if you asked me or we had this conversation I wouldn't have really brought it up, but I
Mhm.
I I feel like it changes me mentally. Like the older I get and each day I live, I think about things that I can do to make me feel good inside.
Mhm.
With the things that I see, with the stories that I hear, with hearing about freak accidents, someone
Yeah,
just standing on the street in a traffic, what do you call it? Those traffic pole wires that just fall down.
yeah,
Like anything can happen. So if I want to ride my scooter on the street and do all these things, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna
yeah.
go on a skateboard probably when I'm in my 50s because I want to live my life to the fullest.
Well,
That's just how it is.
that's exactly it. I mean, you sent me that video of the old like really like it was a really old lady and she was on a scooter and she was like sitting down on her scooter, but it was a scooter. She just had a seat on hers and she was riding it, and that was like the coolest thing to me.
Yeah,
I sent you a video of this guy. He was like old, like big, thick, and gray, and he was on a skateboard. And
yeah.
like that's a cool, like live your life, do your thing, man. Like let other people stop themselves. Like don't let them stop you.
What are we doing on the 21st? We're big hardback age. We're gonna go play soccer baseball.
Damn right.
Why?
And I suck, but as far as I'm concerned, I'm gonna win. But
We
that's
are going, but and I was able to get people out to do it. I thought maybe there would be some hesitations, but
mhm.
I was actually able to get a few other people, 8 other people, to come out and are actually excited to play.
But that's it.
And I have a girlfriend that I asked to do it, and she's like, "Oh, but our knees are gonna crack." And I said, "Well, I guess the whole field is gonna sound like popcorn because there's 10 of
It's
us
the
out
it's
there."
the it's the only life that we're gonna have, right?
Yeah,
Or at least the only one that we know for sure we're gonna have.
yeah.
And I mean, you can choose to live it or you can choose to not live it, right? And like, yeah, there's a lot of people that will, like I said, they'll harp on all the things that can go wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, well, a lot of things can go wrong from anything, right? So just live your life. The other question that I wanted to ask though is, and it's kind of diverting, but back to what we were originally talking about. Do you
Yeah.
think that you learn? Do you think that you learn more from like loss or failure, or from success?
Um, yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
what?
Yes, because loss loss it tests you in ways that success never does. Um, and it showed me my strength and my breaking points and what really matters to me. Like I said, it tests you,
Hmm.
and I don't mind having that test because it kind of helps you to go forward with what the decisions that you're gonna make. Yeah. So like I said, it shows me my
That's
strengths and weaknesses.
a
So
thing and a half right there.
mhm.
So
Yeah.
before I answer the question, you have at least one more invite to send out, and
Sorry,
you
Omar.
you probably should make sure and send it out because obviously whatever team I'm on, they're gonna want me off the team after my first time trying to kick that ball. So so
Omar.
there's a team waiting for you as soon as I get booted off my team. Um, in terms of learning more from success or failure,
Mhm.
I I find that success is the greatest way to weaken a person's like your whole soul. And people will think that it's the opposite, like, "Ooh, I'm always successful, like life is great, things or whatever, whatever." I don't think that at all. The more that you're accustomed to things working out for you, the more you expect that to be the way it continues to go. And then when something doesn't work out for you, you don't know how to handle it. I say to people all the time, and this is true, I've been successful in virtually every single avenue that I've gone in,
Mhm.
but I haven't been ultimately successful.
Mhm.
I've hit brick wall after brick wall after brick wall after brick wall. I
Mhm.
just know how to bounce off of brick walls.
Right.
And that comes from like obviously failing. I've failed tons.
Yeah.
I just don't care. I don't consider it failure. I don't consider it a stopping point. I just look at it as it's a part of the process.
Mhm. Mhm.
But I find that for somebody who doesn't go through much of that, because I've had things that I expected to be easy for me, and then when it's not easy for me, I'm like, huh,
Mhm.
what's going on here, right? But for me, at least I have the not quit in me. But if you're just accustomed to things working, then you don't have that not quit in you. And then when these things happen, you don't know how to handle it
Mhm.
because it doesn't make sense to you.
Okay. Do you think that people waste too much time waiting for the right time instead of living right now?
That's a question so directed to me, it's ridiculous. Um,
Tell me
I
about it.
this is something that I've had to force myself out of.
Mm,
It's waiting to perfect something before I start it. Uh,
mm,
Waiting for it to be the right time to do things. Oh, I want to get in shape. I'll do it on Monday. I mean, tomorrow's a day. Today is a day. Just do it right now.
yeah.
Yeah, no, I've definitely done a ton of that. I've done a ton of waiting for the right time. And I think that's something that, as a society, a lot of us are guilty of doing.
Hmm.
We'll always name the date. Everything has to have a launch date.
Yeah.
Nothing,
Yeah.
nothing can ever, nothing can ever just happen.
Yeah.
And for me, I've kind of had to admit to myself that I have two ways of responding to things, or two ways of going about things. I will either I'll give a launch date and I'll never do it, or I'll just start right now.
Yeah.
Like I'll be sitting in the couch and I'll be like, hey, you know what? I want to go to the gym. and I'll just get up and I'll go to the gym. I won't put a I'll do it Monday, because whenever I say I'm going to do it Monday, it's not the first Monday that's coming or the second Monday that's coming. It's some Monday down there eventually.
Yeah, every day is Monday.
Yeah. Well, no, every day is Sunday.
Yeah. So has loss made you more intentional with the people around you now?
Um, has loss made me more intentional with the people around me? No.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm fortunate to be old enough to live through the ripeness of racism and bigotry.
Mm-hmm.
So I've had a lot of people around me that I've had to stay around for long periods of time who I wished I didn't have to be around for 2 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Just being around that type of people, um, being in business long enough to realize that at work you really are a number, no matter how good people make you feel at work. Um,
100%.
these are the things that make me more intentional with the people around me, with the people. And I mean, I'm intentional whether it's get out of my face or I'm, you know what I mean? Whether it's I love you, like you, want you around me.
Mm-hmm.
Um, both of them, I'm straight goods with both.
Mm-hmm.
To the point where people fear for me all the time that I'm burning bridges. I'm going to get myself in trouble. I'm going to whatever. You can't get yourself in trouble with people you don't like. If I don't like you, I don't like you.
Mm-hmm.
That's just the way I look at it.
Yeah.
Um, so on that, because this is something that I'm not the best at. Has loss changed the way that you look at forgiveness?
Yeah. Yeah. Because there are times where you feel like you could have had a conversation or you could have said something to somebody, and when it comes to forgiveness, I think depending on the situation, but for the regular general, you know, things that happen, um, well, you know me already. I try not to hold grudges. I know that
Mhm.
I would definitely feel a certain way if I wanted to have that conversation with somebody, to talk to them, to forgive them for whatever they've done or whatever the case may be, but something tragic happens. You know, I would feel a certain way if that conversation wasn't had. Um, and that's just my thought and opinion on that. How about you?
Um, I more so forget than forgive.
Hmm.
Um,
Would it
I
de- Sorry to
But
cut you, but would it depend on what the situation is though, or is it just that's what it
probably
is in general?
it probably depends on the situation and the person. But like if it's somebody that I'm only going to be around like sporadically, like here and there, um, I I'm more like I don't have like I told you, I hold a silent grudge if I'm going to hold a grudge. Like I will forget what it is, why I don't, why I've got this person in my don't f with them list. I just remember that I will not mess with this person.
Hmm.
If you don't make it all the way to that, I'll probably before you even get over it, I will have gotten over whatever it is that you said, did, whatever.
Hmm.
For me, I don't have a lot of time in my day to give two craps about it. Like I'll argue and cuss about it immediately as it happens, but
Hmm.
then after that, I'm pretty much done. Yeah, whatever, I don't care.
Right, right, right. So with that, like, do you think grief makes us softer or stronger, or both?
It depends. It depends on the person. Like I find that there's a lot of people who, when something bad happens around them, they live in a world of ooh, bad things happen, uh, which we have to find a way to get out of that, right?
Hmm.
Um, just harping on bad things. Bad things are going to happen,
Hmm.
right? Um, but you have to learn how to get past that and just also move on with your life. Not I shouldn't say you've got to learn, because that's a very ambiguous statement. You do have to recognize that you're still here.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? And life is still moving on. Your life is still moving on.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
what's a habit that's you've created that you now practice, just based on some of the things that you've been through?
Sometimes I send out random messages to people, and some people may think it's weird, or like I'll send like have a good day. Like there was a time I sent about 5 or 6 people the same thing, just to
Hmm.
kind of remind them that they're appreciated, or I like to put out positive messages sometimes.
Hmm.
And some people would reply, and some people they just leave me on read. But that's okay. And to answer your question, I just do that a little bit more than usual because I find that, you know, life life is a beautiful thing at times, and
Hmm.
I know I want to spend the rest of my life doing positive things and being happy, and sharing as much things that I can with people that can either make them, maybe, who knows, have them think a little bit more, and maybe I might, um, what's the word I'm looking for?
Reciprocate.
Yeah, something like, yeah, that's not the word, but that's pretty much I'm trying to get to. Um, yeah, and I never really, I mean, I was always nice, but like I never gave that much effort back then. Like I feel like I give it a lot more now, and the older I get. So um, I just kind of I do that a little bit more,
Hmm.
and I'm a little bit more aware of the things that I do now, and I think before um, I do things. Before I was just like I'll just do it, but I question before I actually get it done. Oh, we have some stuff happening here. I'm not even like I'm talking and babbling, and I'm not reading the.
Oh, I've been reading them.
Okay, reciprocate. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, Roots is in agreement with me. The word is reciprocate. Haha.
I see you are quite giving. Oh, thank you. But I'm a little bit more than before. I'm a big believer in sharing the love, and I feel bad, after a while when I do certain things. So and like we were talking about before, tomorrow's never promised. We keep saying the same thing over and over again. I do. So I want to make sure that if anything were to happen, that I'm remembered for those kind of things, and hopefully it can be passed on to other people. So,
Hmm.
how has perspective on your own life changed
Hmm.
since experiencing loss?
Just I guess going back to what I said earlier, where like I realized that I have to live my life. Like this is the only one that I'm going to get, right, and it's going to eventually come to an end.
Hmm.
Um, Unfortunately, I've already been struck with this sickness, which is birth. So I'm going to eventually die. So I have to live this life that I'm living.
Hmm.
Um, and in terms of like habits that I've developed, which is the question that I asked you, which a lot of people a lot of people consider this to be a bad thing about me, but I don't care. Um, I I don't subscribe much to guilt, hence the I don't care. Um, and I I literally could care less about other people's opinion.
Yeah.
Um, I need to live this life, and I don't have time to sit back and enjoy with you the problem that you have with me, or or sit and like pontificate for hours on end about why I shouldn't do this thing that I want to do because you wouldn't do it,
Hmm.
or like just stuff like that. Like I just don't have time for that.
Yeah.
And I don't think anybody does. I just think that people don't realize that they're trading good time and great time to waste being bothered by something.
Mm-hmm.
And worst of all, being bothered by something super minor
Mm-hmm.
because somebody else is bothered by it.
Yeah.
For me, if I'm really not bothered, I'm really not bothered, and I'm not going to pretend that I'm bothered to make you feel good so that we can have a long conversation about why you're bothered.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not. It's not worth it. It's not going to happen. These are minutes off my life that I'm not going to get back.
Yeah.
So I'm not. I'm just not going to do it.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things. Like I don't count the minutes of my life, but I
Yeah.
recognize that I have them, and I recognize that they're going away.
Okay. I think that also comes with age.
Yeah.
Roots Wine says, I think that also comes with age.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's literally exactly what you said at the same time.
Yeah. No, no, I was reading. I was
Oh,
reading it.
okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So I don't appreciate you getting on here calling me old.
Did did losing someone change what you see important in life?
Does losing someone change what I see as important in life?
Yeah.
Um, did losing someone change what I see as important in life? Yeah, yeah,
Like the little arguments and the need to
yeah,
be right, things like that.
yeah. More so what I see as important with in terms of interactions with people, right? Like if you're somebody that I care about,
Mm-hmm.
I'm just not gonna sweat the small stuff.
Mm-hmm.
If you're somebody that I don't care about, I'm not gonna waste my time on any of the stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I've gotta go, right? And then if it's somebody that I care about, then who cares? Like, and I do try my best to believe that I might not have understood you right. You know what I mean? Like if somebody says something to me or does something around me that seems messed up, but it's somebody who is like on the better part of my life, on the better side, then I'm just gonna believe that, you know what, I probably just got that wrong. So I'll give you the twisted look, like, and I'll be like, ah, whatever. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So I find myself doing a lot of that. Like I'll apologize on your behalf if need be. I'll just be like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, there's no way that's what they
Oh, someone's asking a question.
meant.
Does the idea of life after death help you deal with grief?
Um, no, not really, because some of the people that I've lost, they're not going to heaven. I love them, but I don't believe that there's any chance that some of those people are going to heaven. So it'd be better for them if there is no life after death.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So do you appreciate the small moments now
Yeah,
more
definitely.
than before?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I think for me too. And like I notice the things, like I find that the laughter is more and the happiness, or even sitting quietly with somebody, you
Hmm.
know, those type of moments, they mean more now. Um, yeah, it means more now to me. And I don't want to always have to go to a funeral to have that be as a reminder of how I should be
Hmm.
a little bit more. I just want it to kind of flow in naturally, but I find that I'm more aware generally. Like now, I feel like I don't have to go to a funeral to have that reminder. I try to just do it automatically,
Hmm.
you know? So if you could tell your younger self one lesson about living fully, what would it be?
Ooh, I don't know if I'm smart enough for that one. I mean that really is the lesson. Like live your life fully. Don't subscribe to other people's fears. And don't think of your fears as a limiting factor in life. A lot of people are doing things that they're fearful of. they're just doing it. That's what bravery is. People think that bravery is living your life without fear. It's not. It's being afraid of something and conquering it anyways. And then the second thing is, like we were saying earlier, you're going to lose people in your life. So treat them with the importance that you believe that they have now.
Hmm.
Stop waiting. Like you don't know how long you have, right?
Hmm. Yeah, I hear that. If anyone in the comments has any questions, feel free to post them. We will be here to answer or give our opinions and our thoughts. Um, I don't know, Omar, if you have any other questions or Roots Wine or Trax. What's up, Trax? I just saw you. Harsh.
Oh shit,
Yeah.
harsh.
I believe the landscape of death should change. Can you elaborate a little bit more on that, Trax?
I'm pretty sure I agree with the sentiment. I'm just not 100% sure that I know what's being said.
Mm-hmm. Or maybe he's still typing. Yeah, but I think funerals should be held before the people go up.
I know, right? It's true because everybody remembers how much they love you after it's too late to tell you, and now
Yeah,
they're just
that's true.
they're just saying it to a box, right? So I do agree with that.
So they could take sentiments with them.
Yeah,
Fully agree with that. Hmm.
no, I do. I totally do.
I mean, I've witnessed it. I've witnessed it. So it's like all these things come out. Do you notice that? I think you and I had this give people their flowers while they can smell them. Yeah,
Yeah,
100%. 100%.
yeah. What were you about to say?
I don't know the last time you've been to a funeral, but um, you kind of see people coming out of the woodworks, um, before and saying and doing things, but it's too late. And then after a while, people kind of disperse, and you never hear from them again. It's always, yeah, I think you and I had this discussion. Um, there's always that glue
Hmm.
that holds the family together. And then as soon as the funeral is done, people kind of just
That's it. Yeah,
run off like wild ants.
that's it. That's when the entire family or friend group breaks up.
Hmm. It's unfortunate.
Um, I agree with what Trax said that not even just that anyone can play hypocrite after you close your eyes. It's just that I feel a lot of people do. Um, but then taking that sentiment and then putting the funeral before you pass would probably have you kicking people out of your funeral because there's a lot of people that are going to show up with the crocodile tears about how much they love and miss you, and you're like, what? When?
And what I feel with everything, I feel like, loss, it teaches us that tomorrow is never promised. That's the whole point of having the discussion. Tomorrow is never promised, and
Right.
love should never go unsaid. Um, and living more fully doesn't mean ignoring the pain. It sometimes means letting that pain remind us to make every day count. And if there's something that you've been waiting to do, don't wait. Like um, if you want to ride that scooter or ride that skateboard, then do it. Like, don't let anyone stop you. Who cares what anyone thinks or says? It doesn't matter about age. If you're able to walk around and do certain things and you have the energy to do it, then just do it. Live
Hmm.
your life fully, because loss doesn't just end a life. It can awaken the way we live life. we live our life. So let me
I think
see.
Trax could write. No, it's not Trax. I thought it was Trax that said it. Lang you. I between those comments and Trax's comments, I think are literally knocking it out of the park.
Speaking truth in one's face is harder than to hide behind a wooden box. Yeah,
Yeah,
because they have to face you. They may be less. Yeah, that's true.
yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree with them. I agree. Couldn't
Hmm.
agree more.
Thanks, Elle. I mean, slang. Yeah, so that pretty much wraps up our topic of discussion, and like I said, you can't, don't take life for granted. Just kind of, think about what you say before you say it. If you want to do something, go out and do it, but it's just me reciprocating what I just said. And
Mhm.
I'm glad for those that participated tonight because we rarely have people,
Yeah,
give
as
their
am I.
feedback.
As am I.
So, yeah, no, it's great. And this is what we want to do. And this is what Safe Space is all about, just coming together and just choosing topics of discussion and having that conversation and conversing amongst each other because it's important. There's times where we have things that we're thinking about. We just want to be able to share it and vent and kind of have that feedback from each other to see what is the best and the right thing to say or do, or maybe even get tips. So um, yeah, thank you so much, and thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. Sean, do you have any last words?
No, I never have a last word. I just wait for my turn to go like this.
So, okay, thank you so much for tuning in, and we will see you next week. So we're signing off. Adios. Until next time. Take care. Thanks for the hearts. Thanks for the love. Take care. Bye. What did Lost teach you about expressing love while people are still here?
Um, a really good one. It's how do I phrase it? It's just that you have to show people who they are to you, what they mean to you while they're here, right? We have a habit of in our mind always saying, "Oh, I'll do this tomorrow. I'll do this the next day, or I'll do this eventually." Um, we don't know how many eventuallys and how many tomorrows and how many the next days we have, right? Or how many tomorrows the next days than the other person has.
Hmm.
So it if the people around you mean something to you, you should be letting them know that they mean something to you in that moment. When you think it, say it, right? A lot of times for me and for a lot of people, like you'll think of something that you want to say to somebody, and you'll get this like stupid embarrassed feeling like, oh, I don't want to say it. It's going to make me seem so gushy, or it's going to make me whatever. Just say it. You'd be surprised the little things that somebody would appreciate, right? And that those comments are no good after
Hmm.
the person's passed.
Yeah.
Um, Not that you asked it, but another thing that it taught me, um, and this is just going through things in general, as not just like loss of life, is, and this is kind of where it comes from, where I don't, I tend to not care so much about the opinions of people that I don't know or that I don't care about. And when I say I don't care about, I use it differently than a lot of other people. Like a lot of people will hear me say that I don't care about this person, but what I mean is I don't know them to care about them,
Hmm.
right? Like I can't I'm like I can't sit there and like spend my life worrying about people that don't know me, that have, so that's a good shot at the top of the ceiling, that have no meaning in my life, right? So focus on the people and the things that are important, and that's one thing that I try to always do.
Okay. So, how has grief shaped your idea of happiness?
um I don't know that I could say that grief has shaped my idea of happiness.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I as it was, I grew up like building my own fun, looking for my own happiness. And just not having a lot in general meant everything that I wanted was going to be a task. Everything that I wanted was going to be a fight, right? Like everything. So that's where that stuff came from. I do understand where it would affect a lot of people that way, but for me, I was already living a fight, right? So it didn't take grief to really propel that or grow that in me. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I do understand. I guess the older that I get, the more I look at my own mortality, not even other people's. And I start like saying little things like, man, I've had more birthdays than I'm gonna have. You know what I mean? Um, and you think of that stuff, and then you realize that the saying, like, don't let time be a reason that you don't do something, because the time's gonna pass anyways, right? And I try to live by that all the time. Like, look at the amount of brand new things that I start doing at, you know what I mean, at an older age, because I
Mm-hmm.
want to do it. And I mean, I
Right.
can sit there wanting to do it, not wanting to do it, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
or not wanting to do it, but I can sit there wanting to do it, thinking about it, wishing about it, or I can just do it. You know what I mean? That's one of the things that, I'll just say mortality, because it's not necessarily lost, because it's even for myself, um, where I'll think about those things.
Do you feel that's why you do all those things that you do, like with the with the bike riding, with the skateboarding, with the doing things that you don't usually do? Is it because of life
Yeah,
and thinking
because
about anything could happen, so let me just fulfill what I need to fulfill and do it now?
yeah, well, because best I know, this is the only life that I'm going to have, right?
Mm-hmm.
And whether you believe in going to heaven, whether you believe in reincarnation, whether you believe in whatever, whichever one of those things it is that you believe in, um, at the you've got to die first, and every single one of those, you're going to die,
Mm-hmm.
right? Reincarnation, you're going to die, then you're going to be reincarnated. Going to heaven, you're going to die, then you're going to go to heaven. If you believe in nothingness, then you're going to die, and it's nothingness, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you have to do it now. This is the only chance that you have. You
Mm-hmm.
have to do it now.
Mm-hmm.
So I live that way. Like, you have to do it now.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I kind of.
go
Mm-hmm.
ahead.
I see. No, I was just gonna say I see what you're saying, because like if we were in our younger days and stuff, we wouldn't really be thinking about things to do, just in case something happens tomorrow, because you're so
Mhm.
comfortable with a young life. But yeah, the older you get, the more your mind kind of it fixates more on life, obviously,
Well,
because the mind is.
for me, and I try to fight this all the time, right? The older we get, the weaker our mind gets. And it's
Mm,
not so much the weaker we get. We get weaker because we let our mind convince us that we're getting weaker. When we were kids, there was lots of stuff that we couldn't do,
mm,
but that didn't stop us from doing it. We
mm,
just believed that this was the time I was going to be able to do it.
mm,
And boom, didn't work out. We didn't consider that a failure. We just considered it didn't work yet. So I'm going
yeah.
to try it again tomorrow. I'm going to try it again in 5 minutes.
Mm,
And that's how we attacked everything as a kid. There was a time we couldn't walk, and now we walk and run everywhere
yeah.
because we didn't accept can't do when we were kids. That's adult stuff.
Mm,
Adult stuff, we're all about all the things that we can't do.
yeah.
So I try to live the childlike version of me,
Right.
where I, I convince myself that, okay, so it didn't work. I'm just going to try again. There's
Mm,
nothing that I can't do. I'm just not doing it yet.
yeah.
But that's what we believed when we were kids. We saw our parents walking and we were crawling around on our stomach. We're like, I want to do that. And we did it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I hear you. Okay.
So, go
So,
ahead, next question.
so do you think that um do you think that loss pushes us to slow down and live in the moment?
Um, yeah, Yeah, I think it does. I think every time something happens to somebody close to you or even somebody that you know, I think the realization that this is all real happens again. But the good thing in that realization is it gives you passion. It's just that we, like you were saying earlier, we lose that passion.
Yeah.
We need to find ways to keep that going, right?
Yeah.
Uh,
Sure.
like how a lot of people say, live every day like it's your last, right? Dance like
Hmm.
nobody's watching, all that type of stuff. And those things are real.
Hmm.